Hey everybody, Ninja Spins here. Then I'm just Ninja Spins 21 here. Then I'm just showing you all just basically, what I've been trying to accomplish for the past maybe 2 years, but I think it's time finally time to give it up quick. And then the reason I am rotating this thing because do not buy this book from Hobby Lobby as a sketchbook. If you are a pencil artist, if that you want to get into art and stuff, I highly disagree with this sketchbook. My original purpose for this sketchbook was supposed to be for 2020's Linktober, which then that is probably the first maybe 20 leaves of this atrocity notebook. I mean that the cover is nice, that it is a nice little fancy leather tone, but the paper on the other hand, it is very misleading. That apparently that they said that it was made out of this homemade paper, and then that honestly I felt like that basically my skills had diminished each time that I would draw within this book. So basically, as a final swan song to this book, I am going to flip through it for y'all so that you can all see the journey of this book. Good thing that I caught this on sale, because originally that this would be about $20 top dollars US, and then it's just like it really isn't worth it. So as you can see here, then that I started on September 28th, 2020, and then that this first set of drawings here are that the planning stages for like that the character for my Linktober, because I took the Master Quest challenge, which was basically you create an original character and then you put them through just like that the works and stuff of just Hyrule, and then that I am just basically moving it around up in frame and such so you all can see, and then that honestly that drawing up in a blue pencil is a very good idea. And then that, as you can see here, that this left hand page was actually that I believe that her name was Yuki, and in that she was basically a concept of basically that she was basically a free spirited girl, that basically she had basically became a Sheikah warrior, and then that she mainly used some form of Hylian martial arts or something to fight versus just basically that your standard sword and board like Legend of Zelda. And then that here go her, sorry about that. And then that, that this is just basically me just writing down just basically, that her outfit name and such. And then that the day one was supposed to be the original character. And then that I actually went and wrote down a lot of stuff, and then that I may include that at the end of this, at the end of this video. That I don't know how long that this is supposed to be or not, but that she's just basically traveling on like a mountain path back home to her village. You can't really see this on the camera, but then it was basically my first attempt ever at trying to do like a landscape area or so, that you can kind of see some brick texture over here, and then I got some lines and stuff for perspective, and then that this was supposed to be her walking just into the town. Then that this page is blank, and then that here is basically that the villain that I had came up with that this guy named Umbra. He was just basically that this evil guy that was going to basically destroy the town and stuff with shadows and such. That he just kind of got a real creepy vibe to him and stuff. Oh, now that I'm looking back at this, that this was basically like a unfinished pencil drawing of the town itself. So then that this was supposed to be day two of Inktober, but I never really got a chance to get there, that being busy and such. So that this is day 3, and then he basically destroys Steep's Fall, which was the name of the town that I had created and such. And then I believe that Yuki tried to fight him back, but then she got barely defeated. And then that it was basically that I don't know why in the world I decided to do like day 4 here and then day 5 here. Let me see that if I can get my notes right quick and try to read off of that the story of Umbra. I mean, it has been like almost like 2 years, two years since then. I basically talked about it. And just bear with me for a moment. Do water monsters minotaur. But as I said, then I may end up basically like retelling the story, and then actually finishing the story within a new version of Yuki that I will create, whether that it is going to be in pixel art or so, but I do want to actually get the story out for this video. Okay then, that the story of Umbra is basically, Umbra was a powerful Sheikah monk that was once pure until tragedy turned his life for the worse. He had came across a dark power that consumed him. This porcelain mask shares hues of purple energy from an unknown void. Soon he emerges from a cave and started hunting down Sheikah. It wasn't until Impa gave the command to hunt him down. As that the notes described that the shadow tendril ripped through flesh and stone. Only Paya was able to match Umbra and rip the mask off. However, that the body was a husk for Umbra became the mask. Paya stabbed a light imbued kunai, sealing the dark energy. Paya then told the remaining group to bury the mask in a deep castle. Paya, with that the use of a new technique of the Sheikah martial arts that allow her to combine her inner strikes with her magic, and has written notes on this for future students to learn. So yeah, that I basically kind of went like pretty well deep just into that the lore for just basically Umbra, and then that if that y'all want, I will basically go deeper into it. But anyway, then that day 5, basically an old sage basically had saved her after that he had basically had defeated her in battle pretty badly. You know that she just has like a head wound there, and then that honestly that working with inks and stuff was actually pretty good. And then that as that seeing something from like drawing with waffles, that you just take some of the pages that you basically cannot really draw on, and that you just do just some random sketches and stuff on it like here that you really can't see it because of the camera. And then that this was the shopkeep, and then I don't know why in the world I had made I made that Sheikah mask kind of a gap tooth, but we got that, then we got the shopkeep. But honestly, working with inks was pretty fun. That this was very fun to create, this entire spread. Let me see if I can get that into the shot. Yeah, that this was Yuki traveling up into the Lost Woods. And then that this kind of like reminded me of the highlights, hidden pictures. And then that, I am kind of thoroughly impressed with the way how like I was able to make a full sketchbook spread out of all of this. And then I think that, for future sketchbooks, I will be doing more, like big pieces across 2 pages. But again, that I am still surprised that this book was able to like even like handle the erasers and stuff that we will get to that in a sec, because it was just so brittle. And then on this page that I just decided to just draw like just some crystal formations that I found on Pinterest, just to do a quick study about how to draw gems and stuff. I had basically did a little shading there. And then that you see up here, it's just like a little chibi version of Yuki. Wow. Wow. Anyway, so here is a Kurok. I basically drew a little Kurok guy, and then I basically decided to combine some markers that I had bought along with just inks and stuff, and then I can see now that I made some obvious bit mistakes, but hey, that that my first time going back to art in a while, because that the main reason of this was for me to get back into art from COVID, and just during the coronavirus, I basically found back a passion for drawing and art. I realized that I had never ever lost it, so then there's that. And then I just drew just some eyes on the back. So then I just used the form of this to basically, make a little character. Again, I do apologize that, I will end up fixing the lighting situation. So then that we basically have, some swatches I did that the artist loft from Michael's, that is a store here up in the U.S. and then that they wasn't really hitting it as that they were basically like beginner alcohol markers. So that I basically went ahead and went to Amazon, and then I had got some Ohuhu markers just to see that if I like it. And honestly, I actually like coloring with markers a lot. And then that you see, then that's just a palette swap I did. Then that this is another piece of a Yuki that she was basically climbing up against a broken temple of time and stuff. You see that I have really tried to work with the perspective here on this again. That this sketchbook is, I am a very eraser heavy artist, so then I had to be very liberal with the way how I was drawing and stuff. And then that oh god, that hand. So I basically decided to try my hand at it, and then as she's just climbing on at the side, and then down here is intimate death. I could have shaded better. And then her first major fight she went up against, that this kind of like third eye looking minotaur dude was basically like a I don't know what I was doing. Maybe I was playing League of Legends or something. But anyway, then I had basically decided to make it a minotaur dude that is dual wielding like these hatchets and stuff. But that Yuki had then basically fought him and stuff. That he is a minion of Umbra. And then I just chose not to just draw in it. That this right here, that even though that you can't really see it, then that is where that it was supposed to be the sacred grove, where that Yuki had basically found the pedestal of the Master Sword basically empty. And then that there is a note right here that I am not 100% for sure if that the camera can pick it up or not, but that it was supposed to be like that somebody had took the Master Sword and such. That I don't know why I didn't ink that. And that's the story of Yuki. It kind of ended there because I kind of took a hiatus because that Inktober was just like so just crazy. And then here was a little quick drawing that I kind of got frustrated with, because that this book had basically made a lot of stuff frustrated for me to draw. Then I had just did just some quick figure studies of just like some warriors, and then that that I had found that this one cool reference about this chick is holding like a foam sword and shield, and then that she is doing a foam battle. Now this was supposed to be an actual finished drawing of Yuki, like start to finish. I basically like sketched this. Then I had tried to digitize this, that the digital version to be posted up somewhere in the video for y'all to see the progress that I caught on that. But yeah, I basically made her basically using the art of a stick fighting, because that Legend of Zelda, you don't have a lot of blunt objects that using as weapons and such. I'm a huge fan of Zelda. But you do got the Megaton hammer and stuff, but you never have a character's pure focus on nothing blunt. it is always sharp, 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 or piercing or slashing. So I decided to make her more so like a monk using like two sticks, and then that stick fighting is actually a pretty fun thing to do. And then that my girlfriend that she had basically ordered me some Ohuhu skin tone markers, and then as you see I had basically swatched here, and then I don't know why did this says January 2020 because that honestly whenever that you say January 2020 whenever that you say January 2020, then it's just basically that I think that everybody has that mistake of basically confusing their years and stuff again. So anyway, then that that I had a oh sorry I bumped the camera. Then that you see then I have the character here, and then I basically have that, and then I had basically did a little quick test of like some kind of like vampire girl looking over her shoulder and stuff, and then that the markers turned out pretty well. Then that's the reverse image of her. Some little chibis I did. And that this was also the year, it was supposed to be the year of the ninja. I had this idea of basically taking like ninja girls from like fighting games. So like that you see like clearly that this is Ibuki from Street Fighter 3, and then I was basically going to, like do some drawings of them. Then that I would basically, digitize it, make stickers. I had that whole idea, but it kind of sort of fell through because that my time management was kind of bad at the time. So I just basically had left it at that. This here that I do have a unpublished video of me speed drawing at these two concepts for my character Desiree for my character Desiree McCulloch. I am part of a tabletop RPG streaming group that we play games like Dungeons and Dragons, Monster of the Week, and just other tabletop RPGs. So I basically decided to draw my spooky chosen that is dead again, character, and then that she was basically think about if Jessica Jones got into voodoo. That's all. And then that is as much as that's much as I am going to say as far as that, that honestly that these two faces and stuff were very that these two faces and stuff that they were very relaxing to draw actually. So then that there is that. Then I had just drew just some random quick faces. I believe that this one was about a quick 15 minute. This one was a quick 10 minute. And then that this piece was just basically I saw a cool like trench coat girl. So I had just decided to just basically draw her up in a trench coat. And then here go just some more art about Desiree and stuff. That her eyes and stuff, that she was a spooky, so that she had like her basically spirits and stuff going just into the eyes. I had kind of gave her hair kind of like a redesign, and I guessed that was some kind of voodoo totem I came up with. I really don't know. I wasn't really using a reference, which I should have. And this is my attempt at drawing a dude, because that my online friend group that one of the amazing artists there, that he was basically saying to basically draw a futuristic student. So I came up with Fujiyama Hisaki, also Fuji, and then I basically came up with some concepts of like that. He had like a sketchbook that had like that it was kind of like a tablet kind of dealio with all of his with just like all of his school notes and stuff. His backpack got an active camera on it. He got a robot assistant that looks like a what do you call those things? A Roomba? Yeah, a Roomba. Then I just basically did just some quick jarble, basically just a character dual wielding, just like a nameless character. I think it was going to be an elf or something. Then I realized I needed to work on my hands, so I tried to do 50 hands, I think I ended up only getting like 15 or 18. So basically, I got my hands drawings. You know, as somebody that has been drawing on and off for 20 years, looking back at this, it's just like, man, I should have stuck with drawing. I should have stuck with drawing. Yeah, I only made it to 13 hands, unfortunately. No. I think that I had did some more. But yeah, no, I got a hand right there. I just put my hand on the pencil. Then I think my favorite hand was number. Let me flip back right quick if you don't mind. It was either number 6 or number 12 because I really do like number 12 a lot. And then that this is me doing basic circle shapes, trying to understand it again. Then that this was basically just me for just our streaming group trying to come up with this thing for basically that basically looked like Quagmire. But basically then I was trying to come up with just like a little don't mention that don't let your meatloaf kind of like Avatar, but in that kind of fell through and such because it was just basically I just wasn't feeling this sketchbook. I mean that we will get to that in a second. Then I tried to do a little bit of more just some anatomy, muscle studies and stuff. I think I was actually trying out an app on my phone or something like that. I can't really remember. Here goes some more hands. Hands are right here. You know, I got one holding the phone. Got one checking your nails. Could be holding a cigarette. And then that this is whenever then I was just doing just like some more chibi work and stuff. And then I drew, and then you see that I drew my D&D character Tristana Meadowmoon, who will probably have her own video and an introduction coming up soon. Because I am trying to get back a little bit more, into like the recording thing and trying to restructure the channel a lot. Oh, the sketchbook. Oh, here was that this app is called like DaVinci for iOS, I believe. And then you can basically use it to basically like a projector to trace over things and such. And then it's kind of like augmented reality. And it will just basically trace your references and stuff over. So let me make sure then that those are getting picked up on the camera. I have to keep on constantly moving in, and I just did some quick gesture drawing studies for whenever then I had joined a server. I forget the name. I forget the name of the YouTuber, but I had joined this server and then I just started doing just some more gesture drawings and such, trying to get back to where I was before that. I took a break from drawing as a whole. And then that this was a 5, and then that this is more recent. Like up in August, I did a 5, and then I did a 5-minute pose study right here. So, and then that these were all like 5-minute faces and such like that. Just basically, just trying to get up into the habit of just drawing again. I did some just some faceless things to get good at hair. Again, that the sketchbook is very, very limiting. It's not me making up excuses because that this paper is piss poor to draw. Then I did some more gesture work, 2-minute poses. Then that this was more of a 5-minute pose right here. Then that this one that I had done during like our charity streaming weekend extra life, I had just basically just saw this pose of just a figure doing kind of like a spinning bird kick kind of dealio. So I basically just drew it, just drew it within 15 minutes. And the last sketch that this sketchbook will ever see it was from a server that somebody had a cool character. Again, I will post up their version beside this one. And then they had a cool little scythe girl that I kind of like. Basically gave it a glow up the best I could up in the sketchbook. As you can see that the little fuzzies on this book and stuff. But honestly, that I am done with this book. I mean, that it was a fun run in this sketchbook, but oh, Hobby Lobby, you got some work to do. That I would say that they tried to market this book as a multimedia book, but honestly, it's not. That it is more of like if you are a painter, if that you like to do with inks and stuff, it works amazingly for that. But if that you're gonna do your whole process of pencil, erase and stuff, I give this book 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5 stars. That this book is so finicky whenever it comes to drawing in it, and then that the eraser and stuff, that it really doesn't do it justice. And then that it is a cool design. I will give the book that. But you know that it's just too much to hassle, and then that I kind of felt like my skills were basically dwindling. So that is my review of this sketchbook. You know that it is a very solid sketchbook, but I wouldn't recommend it to anybody starting out or else up in that intermediate phase in art. Well, that is just going to about do it for this video, guys. That you know that you can expect a lot more of these coming up. That you know that this is Ninja Spence. You know that you can comment, like, subscribe. You can let me know that your thoughts, if that you have had any experience with this book. With the sketchbook, because I will be coming up with some new sketchbooks. Then I had already bought some new ones, and then I cannot wait to go back to normal drawing paper. So then that way, then I can feel like I'm more confident in art. So anyway, then that you know that I am out. If I don't have anything else, then I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.